your time to set an intention, to check in with how you're feeling, to make peace with anything that's on your to-do list before you get into this next 45 minutes of movement, breath, and stillness. Maybe close the eyes. If eyes are not closed, choose one thing that's not moving to stare at, like the edge of your mat. Bring your palms to touch your knees so that your hands are face down, resting against your own body for a grounding effect. As you breathe in, think about making the belly bigger, and as you breathe out, let the belly contract so that we can start to expand and breathe in deeper to the diaphragm rather than just breathing into the chest. It's common to regularly breathe into the upper part of the chest, but to get a more restful, relaxing, and deeper breath, we try to send that breath a little bit more into the lower part of the lungs, expanding, making space with the ribs. And letting the breath move your body. Today I'm going to introduce an Ujjayi breath. So we'll do breathing in and out through the nose, but the difference of it is to slightly constrict the back of the throat as if you were trying to fog up a mirror. So it's a little bit more audible. When you inhale normally. When you exhale, it should be a little bit more noisy, like a Darth Vader kind of a breath. So you're inhaling, thinking like you're gonna fog up the back of like you're gonna fog up a mirror. Right? You can do that with your mouth open to start off with, and then try it again on your lips closed. So you inhale, exhale. This is to start to bring more awareness to your throat and to build the fire of your practice. Try to come back to that Ujjayi breath throughout the practice today. For a few more rounds, let's just do it on our own. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Thinking about sitting a little taller in your spine. Thinking about your rib cage, bringing your rib cage in slightly so that you're not flaring the ribs out. Pushing down into your sit bones on both sides, feeling the weight on right and left. Rolling the shoulders up and then back and down. And in this tall posture, in our Sukhasana, easy position, begin to identify your intention for your practice today. Throughout our practice, my intention is to be very focused on the breath as we go through hopefully mostly familiar movements. And it's up to you if you want to have your own intention that's different than that. To begin, please open your eyes. Turn your palms to face up, stretch them out to the sides and up overhead slowly. As you inhale and palms go above your head, look up. As you exhale, bring your thumbs down through the center of your chest, pressing the base of your palms together as long as you can, and then allowing them to separate. Do it again. Palms face up. Inhale, sweep the arms out. Look up. Exhale, bring your thumbs past your nose as you tuck your chin, and then you let your arms sweep out again. One more time. Inhale, looking up, palms face up. Exhaling as your nose comes to center, your thumbs come down, press the palms into each other, and then separate them. From this position, let's do a little spinal work. So we'll bring the right hand down to the ground next to us. Left hand palm faces up, reaches up overhead and stretches to the side. Stretch like you're leaning back against a wall. And this is where the rib cage comes in, right? So you don't want to be really arched with your ribs sticking out. You want to have a tuck in the belly so that your ribs pull in a little bit towards your spine. This will help to facilitate more movement in the spine and strengthen your side body. So from here, we're gonna inhale, drop the right shoulder, stretch a little deeper as you exhale. Maybe right elbow bends, and then both hands come up, palms come towards each other, inhale. Exhale, thumbs down to the center of the chest. Pause in the middle, 2 hands on your thighs. Notice if you feel a difference between right and left. Bring your left hand down to the floor next to your hip. Fingers point out. Right hand palm faces up. Begin to sweep the right hand up and over. You can look up at your hand or look straight forward. Inhale to reach a little higher. Check that you're tucking your ribs. And then as you exhale, stretch to the side. Keep reaching as you inhale. And as you exhale, come back up to the center. Inhale, both hands come up, look up. Exhale, both hands come forward, palms come down to the ground. Head hangs heavy, and you set your weight back towards your heels. You can sway slightly side to side, feeling out your hips, your spine here. And then walk your hands back up. Switch the cross of your legs. So if your right leg is in front, bring your left leg in front. Sweep both arms up, inhale. Exhale, hands come forward. Palms to the ground, head hangs heavy. Sway, dipping your right shoulder, then your left shoulder, maybe elbows touch the ground. Feeling for sensation in your hips. And then walk your hands forward. Stretch both legs out. Set your hips back a little bit so you can lengthen yourself along the length of your mat. Flex your feet so that your toes pull back towards you, and then point your toes. We're gonna do this 10 times as fast as we can. So inhale, flex, exhale. Well, I guess we won't do it with breath because we're gonna try and go as fast as we can to wake up the calves. So just inhaling and exhaling naturally, but flex, point, 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 flex, point. Good. Looking for some sensation in the calves there to wake up the lower body. You can pop up the knees up and down a little here. Bend your right knee, squeeze it in towards your body so that your right ankle is maybe in line with your left knee. Cross your right ankle over your left leg. Find where you can put your foot on the ground. That's either as close to your body as comfortable, but if it's further away, that's okay too. Either keep the legs here or lean onto the left hand and sweep the right ankle towards the right, left ankle towards the right hip. If you do this, make sure you're not sitting on top of your heel. You want both right and left hip on the ground. From here, sit up tall. Inhale. Exhale, drop the shoulders. Right hand comes behind you, fingertips point away. Left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. Fingertips are active, pointing up towards the ceiling. And then look over your right shoulder. Inhale to sit a little taller. Exhale to twist a little deeper. Inhale, taller. Exhale, deeper. Maybe that right hand can come off the ground and sweep around to the left hip. Inhale a little taller. Exhale, deeper. 2 more breaths here on your own time. To come out, bring both hands to the front knee. Again, sit up tall. Cross right leg to the right. Bring left leg out. Maybe use your hand to help you. Stretch both legs straight out. Sit in the middle. Tall for Dandasana, staff pose. Palms by your side. Chest forward, lean forward. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going as far as you can without rounding the back. So you want that flat spine the whole time. Bringing some awareness and sensation into the backs of the legs. And then we've got to do this twist on the other side. So we're going to cross left knee. Bend left knee, cross it over right leg. Find where you can put your left foot on the ground. Sit up as tall as you can, make your choice. Maybe you're gonna sweep your right foot under. Heel comes close to the hip, but right and left hip are still on your mat. Sitting up tall for an inhale. As you exhale, left hand comes behind you, fingertips point away. Right elbow comes to the outside of the knee. Right fingertips point towards the ceiling. Inhale here to sit really tall. Exhale, turn your head, twist, other direction. Long breaths. You can even use your finger to count your breath, but we'll be here for 5 inhales and 5 exhales. You may close your eyes if you like. Remember to keep sending your right shoulder down and back, and keep the weight on your left hand very light. Slowly come back to center. Stretch both legs straight out. Pop the knee up and down a little bit. And then you can lean onto your right side, right hands down, sweep the legs underneath you. Bring your hands down in front of you for hands and knees. Knees underneath the hips. Untuck the back toes so tops of the feet are touching the ground. Warm up the shoulders quickly with a few shoulder presses. So we're gonna look down at the ground, let the shoulder blades come together, and then apart. Together and apart. Together, apart. Push the ground away. And one more. Okay, tuck those back toes under. Stretch your hips up and back. Let your gaze hang towards your toes. Let your shoulders come up towards your ears. We'll be in this first downward dog for 5 long, steady Ujjayi breaths. So inhaling and exhaling through the nose, trying to make noise as you exhale through the nose. Head is heavy. If you need to or want to, you're welcome to bend one knee at a time, getting deeper into one side at a time. If you feel you're able to, try to be still. Inhaling and exhaling here. Noticing what you feel in your body and what thoughts come to mind as you hold your downward dog. Make very small steps. Slowly walk your feet forward to the front of your mat, coming in between your hands. Stay in your forward fold for a moment. Again, letting the head be heavy. We're going to bring hands to the lower back. Interlace the fingers like you're holding hands with yourself. Do your best to straighten your elbows and bring your palms together. And then reach the thumbs away from the lower back, pinky towards the floor. Stretching the shoulders here. Maybe those legs can become straight, maybe they're slightly bent, both are okay. Relax the head, shake the head no. Slowly lower the thumbs down. Exhale, release the palms. Bring your hands to the top of your feet. As you start to straighten your body, walk your hands up your shins, tapping your knees, tapping your thighs, until eventually you come upright. Your palms come by your sides, palms facing forward, shoulders roll down and back. Look down at your feet. Check that all 10 toes are pointing forward. Pick up all of your toes, spread them as wide as you can, and then set down first the big toe. Try to do each toe individually after that. And then again, pick up all your toes, spread them as wide as you can, set down the pinky toe, and try to do each toe one at a time after that, ending with your big toe. Then feel the weight on your feet swaying around, noticing where your body weight is on your feet. Tiny bend in the knees, setting yourself up for a really stable Really powerful mountain pose. Stand tall. Think about sending the hips forward slightly to tuck the pelvis and squeeze the muscles in your butt. Think about separating the rib cage from the hip bones while keeping the rib cage tucked slightly, like you're going to stand flat against a wall and not let your back arch. And once again, relaxing the shoulders down and back as we breathe in our mountain pose. The beginning part of class, as we first begin moving and entering into our practice, take things a little bit slower. From here on, we're going to start to go faster. If at any point you want to take a break or move at a different pace than I'm cueing, I encourage you to do so. Your breath is the best indicator. If you're going too fast and you're having trouble keeping your breath at a steady inhale and exhale, maybe slow down, skip some postures. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, reach forward, hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step back with your right foot, then your left foot. High plank. Inhale and high plank, push the ground away. Exhale, lower all the way down to your mat, elbows hug in. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders up high. Cobra pose. We'll hold here for 1, 2, 3 breaths. While you're here, imagine you're pulling the mat backwards, lengthening your spine, pushing the tops of your feet down into the mat, pushing your hips down into the mat. Push yourself up and back through hands and knees to downward dog. Take a big inhale here. Exhale here. Step your right foot forward, followed by your left, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms up, look up. Exhale, feet and hands meet. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Inhale into your back. Exhale, step back. Left leg first, then right leg, high plank. Inhale. Exhale, elbows in, lower down. Inhale, choose your back bend. Cobra, up dog, or downward dog. Cobra, up dog, or Sphinx. For 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe close the eyes. Push up and back, downward dog. Inhale here. Exhale, right foot forward, left foot follows, forward fold. Inhale, reach all the way up, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, left foot, then right foot. High plank, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, back bend. Stay for the exhale. 2 more breaths. Push back, downward dog. Inhale here. Exhale, left foot forward, right foot follows. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, right foot, then left, high plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, back bend. Last one, we're holding for 3 breaths. After this, it's 1 breath per movement. Inhale. Exhale. Try to make your spine longer as you inhale. And your back bend deeper as you exhale. Push back to your downward dog. Right foot forward, followed by left foot, forward fold. Slowly stand up, mountain pose. Hands by your sides, palms face forward. Maybe close the eyes, inhale and exhale. All right, we'll just be adding on to that, starting to move a little bit more quickly here. So inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, sit the hips down, chair pose. Reach your arms up over your head. This is where the ribs really come in. You want to tuck the ribs and the pelvis so you have a pretty flat spine here. If you need an adjustment, reaching the arms straight forward can help offset your balance. Try to push down into your heels and the balls of your feet here. Look straight ahead. Inhale. Exhale. Sit the hips down a little bit more. Make sure you can peek at your toes in your chair pose. We're holding this one for a long time. Inhale, squeeze your knees in towards each other. Exhale, sit a little deeper. And then forward fold. Step your right leg back. Right heel off the ground, left knee bent. High lunge, bring both hands up. Palms to the center of the chest, lean forward. Keep that balance or lower the back knee down if you need more stability. And cross your body, so right elbow to the outside of left knee. If you notice your hip is way out to the side, try to squeeze it in. And think like you're trying to get your top shoulder to rest on a wall behind you. And the top of your head to reach forward with the back of your heel reaching back. Inhaling here. Exhaling here. Super powerful in your legs and your abdomen. From here, use your balance. Try to balance yourself up into the middle. Both hands reach up. Inhale. Exhale, two hands down, step back, high plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, choose your back bend. Exhale, downward dog. From here, right step flips forward, left heel stays back. Straighten your back leg, left toes on the ground. Right knee bent, reach both arms up. High lunge, high crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, palms to the center of your chest, bend deeply into your front knee. Twist. Always have an option to lower that back knee, but if you're able to, try to keep yourself really active. Breathing here. Finding that ujjayi breath. Inhale through the nose, audible exhale through the nose. Use your balance, come back to center, reach both hands up, inhale. Exhale, both hands down. Step back, high plank, inhale. Lower down, exhale. Back bend, inhale. Push back, downward dog. Inhale and exhale. Take a little breather here, another inhale, another exhale. We're gonna keep the right leg high and then step it in between the hands. Lower that back knee down, untuck the back toes, and start to straighten the front leg. Right now we're trying to push the front of the right foot, the toes and the ball of the foot down into the ground. Taking a little bend in the front knee, just a tiny one, and then straighten. Lean forward a little, bend, and then straighten. And then for the last one, we're gonna pick the right toes up off the ground, flex the foot a lot. Try to straighten. Little bend, straighten. Okay, walk those hands forward. Right foot down, back toes lift up off the ground. Step back to a high plank, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left heel comes up high. Sweep it in between the hands. Lower right knee down to the ground, untuck back toes. Keep the left ball of the foot and toes on the mat as you slowly walk your hands back. If you want to challenge your balance, you can do this without your hands on the ground, but up to you. And then start to bend that front knee a little bit, or a lot, and then push back. Ball of the foot and toes stay on the mat. Once more, bend and push back. Working on ankle flexibility and mobility in the legs here. And then for the last two, we're gonna flex the foot, just resting on the heel as you straighten, bend, and then straighten, bend, and then straighten. And then go ahead and bend that knee, walk both hands forward, step back, high plank, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg stretched up as high as you can. We're gonna go into our core strengthening here. So right knee to right elbow, exhale. Inhale, send it up high. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, send it up high. Exhale, right knee to the center. Right foot steps in between your hands. Back heel pivots down to the ground. Toes point out to the side. Both arms reach up. Warrior one. Front knee bends. Inhale here. Exhale here. Bring your hands to the center of your chest. Open your body to the left. Point your toes to the wide end of the mat. Spread your arms wide. Warrior two. Deep bend in that front knee. Look over your front fingertips. Inhale. Exhale. Right elbow to right knee. Left elbow stretches over and forward. Extended side angle. You can also do this with two hands reaching for a really good side stretch and side strengthener. And then we're going to go ahead. Come right back up to our warrior two, straighten that front leg, lean forward, triangle position, right hand comes down, left hand comes straight up towards the ceiling. Try to look up at your thumb. Breathing. You can rest your hand on your right hand on your shin or let it hang. Bend your front knee. Slide left hand and right hand both down. Pick back heel up off the ground. Step back, high plank, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg comes up high. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, left leg comes up high. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, left leg comes up high. Exhale, left foot in between your hands. Back heel pivots down, right toes point out slightly. Both arms rise up, warrior one position. Make a straight leg with the right leg, deep bend with the left leg. Inhale, exhale. Palms to the center of the chest, open your body to the side. Open the arms out, warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale here. Bring left elbow to left knee. Right arm reaches over your ear. Extended side angle. Make sure there's a lot of space between your left ear and your left shoulder. Nice deep bend in the front knee. Rise up to your warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Reach both hands forward and then lower left hand down, right hand up, triangle position. Like you're leaning back against a wall. Breathing here. Bend that front knee, sweep both hands down to the mat, pick left heel, right heel up off the ground. Step back, high plank, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale here. Exhale here. Start to walk your feet forward to the center of your mat. Walk your hands to meet your feet. We're gonna heel toe our feet wider so that your heels are on your mat and your toes point off to the side. Bring elbows to the insides of the knees, palms together. We're going to straighten the back as much as possible and then let the hips settle down towards the ground. So while we're doing this, our elbows are helping our knees push out. But our knees, naturally resisting our elbows, we're gonna push the elbows not just out, but also shoulders down and out to help use some support there. Working on getting the heels down to the ground. If you're finding that your heels are up off the ground, rise your hips up a little bit higher, or set your heels on top of something like a rolled up towel. When you get here, don't just hang, right? Active shoulders and chest, separating collarbones, but also active in the thighs, like you're about to sit up. This puts your digestive system into a great alignment. It's really helpful if you experience any issues with bowel movements, or if you're having any type of cramping or soreness in your abdominals. This one's a really good one. It's also important for hip mobility and ankle mobility, and strengthens the upper body. So be here for a few more breaths. If you need a break, you're welcome to come out of it and straighten your legs for a little while. You may enjoy closing your eyes here, noticing your breath. Reach the hands down, start to straighten the legs. Head comes down, hips come up, heel, toe, toe, heel, your feet in. Let the back round as you slowly rise up. We didn't get to do too much balancing today, so we'll make sure we get to do one steady pose. Let's go ahead and get into our airplane position here today. We've been working with the lunging and using the legs a lot. So you can come towards the front of your mat. Step your feet close towards one another. You're gonna plant down into the left leg first. Step that right toe back, straightening the leg. So if you can start with just the toes on the ground, turn the palms out, shoulders come back behind you. And what you want is a line from your heel to your knee, to your hip, to your shoulders, to the top of your head. So really thinking about the back of the body here. As you keep everything really active, pushing through the ball of the foot, trying to pivot yourself as one straight line. Maybe you're gonna come to a point where your chest and heel are in a straight line here, but maybe you're gonna stay diagonal. All is good. Whatever your position is, think about straightening the back, pulling the belly and ribs in, lengthening the spine, pushing actively through both feet. And then breathe and notice the stillness. Where in your body is there stillness? Is there ease? You start to lose your balance and you just come right back into it. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. Slowly tip your back toes onto the ground. Step both feet next to each other. Mountain pose. Notice the difference between right and left. Notice how your arms feel. Settle your weight into your right side. Pick your left toes up off the ground, tap them on the ground behind you, maybe about a foot back. Palms face forward, arms reach back, really expansive with the chest. Start to tilt forward and in one line from your heel to your knee, to your hip, to your shoulders, to the top of your head. Up to you how deeply you want to go. Notice your breath, inhaling and exhaling. Be active with that leg that's in the air, like you're trying to push something away from you. Same with the fingertips. Like you could shoot lasers out of your fingertips right behind you. Really active arms.
Lips gently close, eyes focus on something that's not moving. Breathing through the nose. Gently tap those back legs, back toes down to the ground. Step forward, mountain pose. Roll the shoulders up, then down and back. Once more up, then down and back. Fold forward, hands to the mat. Both knees down to the mat. And we're going to do one more core exercise before we get into our relaxation. Maybe 2 more core exercises. Something a little different this time. So we're going to do a bear pose. So to set up, we're going to bring our fingers very wide, push down into your whole hand. Again, push the ground away like we do in our warm-up. Tuck the back toes under. Make sure your heels are pointing up towards the ceiling. Slightly round the back like you're doing a cat spine. Pulling the belly in, and then hover the knees up off the ground. Maybe 3 inches, maybe less. Just hover them, and we'll be here for 5 breaths. Let's see what we can do. Inhaling and exhaling. Keep pulling the belly in towards the spine. Look down at your knees so the back of your neck is long. Pushing the ground away, pushing down into your knuckles and fingertips. Your body can do it. 2 more breaths. And then gently lower those knees down. Come up from this position, and with your toes still tucked, we're just going to sit on top of the heels for a toe stretch. You can roll the shoulders back and flare the ribs a little bit here for a little opposite movement, arching the back. And then let's go ahead and stretch those legs down in front of us. Bend the knees, lower yourself onto your back. 1 more set of ab movements before our Shavasana. So we're gonna bend both knees in a tabletop position, flex the feet, bring the hands behind the ears. Elbows spread wide, curl your head and shoulders up off the mat. Belly pulls in. And then slowly as you exhale, straighten right leg, bring right elbow towards left knee. Inhale back to center. Exhale opposite. So we're doing slow bicycles here. Inhale. Try to keep your lower back on the mat. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. Moving slow, pausing at the end. And then coming back up. And then once more on this side. Back to the middle. Tap both toes down. Bring your arms down by your sides. Toes point forward. Walk your shoulders down away from your ears. And rock your lower back onto the mat as you lift your hips up for a bridge position. Pushing your way up and back towards your chin. Just finding a little expansion in the front of the chest. Using the muscles in the glutes, squeeze these butt muscles. As you keep pushing your chin, your chest towards your chin, breathing through your nose, and then slowly lower down, but try to do it 1 part of the back at a time. So first the upper back, then the lower back. Keep the pelvis really tucked, and then the pelvis. From here, lower both knees over to one side briefly. Feel some sensation on the outside of the right hip. And then back to the middle. Both knees over to the other side. Back to the middle. And let's straighten out. Right leg, then left leg. Bring right hand by your side, then left hand. Palms face up. Feet roll out to the side. Roll your head over to the left. Inhale, exhale to the center. Inhale, exhale to the other side. Inhale, Exhale to center. Close the eyes. Gently close the lips. Or allow them to part, whatever feels more relaxed. Let the tongue come away from the roof of the mouth. Feel the weight of your body on your mat. Breathe normally as you hold this stillness for Shavasana for the next few minutes. Take our time gently coming out of this posture. It's very important not to suddenly come out. So start by deepening your inhales and exhales. Make small movements with your fingers and then small movements with your toes. Maybe roll the ankle side to side before gently bending both your knees. Or stretch your body long, reaching arms overhead, taking a long stretch. And then bending both knees. Roll over onto one side and curl up. Take one more moment for yourself before you come up to settle into a mindset of gratitude for your practice, your breath. Then use your arms to help you as you come up into a seated position. When you arrive, sit up tall, close the eyes. Bring the palms together above your head, and then bring them down to the center of your chest. Pause for a moment with your head bowed. Coming back to your intention you set for the beginning of class. Bring your hands down to your lap. Gently open your eyes and lift your chin up. Thank you all for practicing with me today.